Yep, they just want to be regenning up. We'll see how fast the stick comes out. So MALRINE wants a salve first. I still think salve is better than a stick initially. I think that might have been the difference maker in the Quinn and Nisha matchup. I think the second you get money for it, salve needs to fly out. It just allows you to play a little bit differently.
Yeah, I agree. Also, neither of the players blocking their wave this time, as is essential in a 1v1 SF mid. So we're not going to see anything kind of funny happen there. But here we go. MALRINE versus Setsu here. Raze is connecting onto both, so we'll just zone them out most likely.
Done. Let's see if they're going to be going a little bit more aggressive. MALRINE put down a creep wave banner. There's the first blood grenade flying out, sacrificing some of his HP.
They actually mirrored each other exactly on their first set of spells and everything. That is wild. They did the exact same sequence of raises into the exact same sequence of creep pulls. That is that is actually pretty nuts to see.
Do you think that was the perfect way to do it? Do you think that just both these guys did everything right?
I mean, it's definitely one of those things where it's probably the most efficient, but if you're playing against someone just doing some weird stuff, maybe it doesn't pay off. But yeah, it's actually quite funny that it's the exact same sequence for each of these players.
That's doing better in terms of CS, of course. Level 3 is the most important one, so I'm looking towards the denies, though Setsu should be getting it first, considering that this creep wave is dying first as well. You need some denies on MALRINE. Nah, he doesn't get him. This is dangerous. Setsu has an advantage now. He's probably going to try and push it.
He needs to be a little bit careful about extending too far on the Shadow Fiend as well. But yeah, there he goes. So it's like he's mostly just fishing for a deny here and will back away. As his courier is on the way as well with a salve and a mango, as we'll see the stick and a clarity being sent out for MALRINE right now. So both players getting their early little bit of regen.
MALRINE already has a salve, so he's fine. That regard. Nice race from MALRINE. More mangoes on Setsu, so in terms of aggression, he could be able to push it a little bit. MALRINE still has some mana to work with, but it's definitely not as much as Setsu.
Setsu also has the extra blood grenade. Ooh, it ends up being a kind of hesitating there on that raise, and ends up costing him a little bit. But the blood grenade, it's not entirely meme, right? Because it does actually provide a little bit of HP. And so in this exact mirror matchup, right, it's like having a tiny bit more HP could be the difference.
So wait, they're not bringing out a bracer or a rate band just yet, as you mentioned. Setsu is looking towards a rate band. I'm not sure, as you mentioned, if it's the right choice. The bracer just seems like the superior one.
Yeah, I mean, MALRINE has definitely got the bracer queued. I saw that earlier. So he's like kind of leaning that route. But again, it's just mostly regen, to be honest. Like, you want to make sure that you get yourself to your like level 5 with having like as much mana and health as possible. MALRINE is really deep behind the tower here. Kind of interesting.
Yeah, he thought about going from the side and surprising his opponent, but there was a ward seeing him all the time, so Setsu knew.
Setsu still has 3 mangoes to play with, though. Fortunately for him, no long-range raise there, so not able to chase down MALRINE. As this might be level 5. No, not quite. The next wave will be the level 5 wave.
Yep, that is the case, unless we see a insane amount of denies. Pretty even. One more deny on Setsu. I think, though, MALRINE got a range creep deny, if I'm not mistaken, though. Either way, it's still very, very close, and there's a range creep denied the other way as well.
Setsu popping another salve. Dude, this is just like so calculated. I feel like the last matchup was definitely a lot more kind of chaotic. This is complete optimization. Really good glyph, but unfortunately for him, misses the raise. If MALRINE, can you kill couriers in this? Because he actually, I feel like you can, right? You're allowed to, aren't you?
You should be allowed, right? Because it's not easy to do so. It's not something you can abuse. I think you can't pick up runes. Yeah, that's illegal.
Yeah, no runes. That's definitely an illegal gameplay. But, I mean, that would have been actually massive if Setsu just loses his courier there.
Yeah, still, you need 2 hits, right? It's not like SF has so much damage and he can kill it. Now it's 1 hit for melee heroes and 2 for range. So it's not very easy to be done overall.
Well, he's actually got this wave in a pretty awkward spot here. Yeah, I was like, it's going to allow for a lot of denies. Really sick play there from Setsu.
Yep, he now has 9 denies, so the advantage is in his favor for sure. I'm curious to see if he's going to be going for the Requiem, if we're going to be seeing that dance live, or if he's going to be taking it a little bit more slow.
I honestly... Like, I'm not too familiar with the 1v1 SF meta, but we will obviously get a lot more familiar as we get to the 1v1 tournament later. I feel like just getting the damage is probably better just to be able to CS more and harass more, but maybe Requiem is like a make or break ability in some random exchanges. As for now, MALRINE's starting to definitely fall behind in terms of the XP as we get to the catapult wave.
Okay. So the thing is, with a Requiem, you can just continue to run towards your opponent and pump it, right? So that can give you an advantage, and we're seeing that the SF is saving his skill point. I already mentioned this one in the cast, but I always repeat it for new players. You can see if the talent tree is glowing, that means that the hero has a skill point to spend, and you can even do it in your pubs. If you click on an enemy, you can find out if he has a skill point to waste. And there it is. MALRINE actually picked up the Requiem, so he's ready for battle. He's had enough.
He throws the blood grenade to try and get that second raise advantage. That would have been huge for him if he gets it. As we saw earlier, like, all you really need is like the first long range raise, and that can sometimes be all that's needed to kind of chase down the opponent SF. Fortunately for him, he doesn't quite connect.
They're both pretty patient, though. If it comes down to patience, Setsu is gonna destroy all of these players. Nisha is pretty patient as well overall, but Chinese players are on another level. It's not even fair. All the denies.
Good positioning there off of Setsu. Again, if MALRINE gets that second raise, it's pretty much game over for him, but now sitting at 12 denies, more CS as well, and he's actually sending out some boots, so not something we see all that often in the mid lane matchup, just because a lot of people like optimize for like just double bracers early, but there it is. He gets the raises from the low ground into the blood grenade. Setsu can't finish him off though, but does get some good damage in, as MALRINE will be forced to salve behind the tower. Again, does have bracers, so the salve gets broken. He'll have to pop another
one. Doesn't matter. MALRINE is ready. He is ready to heal himself up. Has all of those bandages. You know, in anime, somebody punches them and they immediately have a bandage on. That's MALRINE.
Well, here's the difference though. Setsu has boots, and that actually is the difference between MALRINE getting that last raise or not, honestly. So very well timed boot delivery there from Setsu.
Can you get raindrops? Since nobody's buying them, I'm gonna say no.
I don't know, actually. You know,
OP.
the intricacies of 1v1 SF mid are, you know. Dude, he is getting crushed on CS now. It has just been a slow bleed here going Setsu's way, and it adds up. I mean, he spent a little bit more on regen early for Setsu, which is kind of, you know, is one of the reasons why we are where we are in terms of the CS. But you can see in the levels, dude, he's almost level 8.
Yep. Very, very close to it. And 16 denies. He annihilated him. I mean, we talked about the bracer and how much it can give you in terms of trades, but in terms of CS, the raid band is just superior. Not even close.
Yeah, absolutely. MALRINE? Oh gosh, no, he's starting to struggle.
Yep, and it's only gonna continue. There's just a big difference right now. This is one of the moments where you want to try to go for an all-in play as MALRINE. You want to find an opening to get on top of your opponent, but you don't have boots. So I'm guessing you buy boots, maybe you buy a smoke, and you go around trying to find Setsu, because this is only gonna get worse.
Well, I think that's the issue, right? Is Setsu has the boots now. He has the level advantage, and I think honestly, that point in Requiem is really hurting him because you just have a lot more damage to work with. Like already the Wraithband versus Bracer difference, but having those extra souls in terms of damage as well, you can see just adding up on the denies quite a bit here for Setsu.
He's tripling him on the denies. I mean, in CS, MALRINE is, you could say, doing okay-ish, but it's... in the denies, it's too much. Can we see the net worth for a second, if that's a possibility? I don't know if... okay, there it is.
Oh, boy. That's a rough one.
Yep. MALRINE has been getting the regen out a lot more than Setsu, because with these boots, the difference has been made. You can see MALRINE is now like, yeah, I'm a little bit lagging on the boots there. Gonna be needing this to equalize, and that's gonna take some time.
Yeah, he kind of has to rely on Setsu overextending, but I'm pretty sure what's going to happen is Setsu is just going to play for the tower eventually, because like we're at a point now where both of these players have enough health where there's probably not going to be like a real easy kill, and they're both just ferrying out regen constantly. But Setsu is going to get to a point where he is quite a bit stronger. Oh, well, we say that, and almost managed to close the gap once again.
Oh, we're gonna see a pause. Yeah, outplayed.
Oh my, yeah, you can tell Setsu knows. He's feeling it. Oh man, I love this all chat. That's amazing.
Yeah, but MALRINE can't do it because he doesn't have the levels of the Shadow Fiend, right? So he cannot outplay his opponent. This is immediately an advantage. Maybe MALRINE can use another account. Oh yeah, no, everybody only has one now.
Thank God. Well, MALRINE, he's got more bracers coming out, but yeah, at this point you are so far behind Setsu that it's going to be very difficult. Like Setsu has to accidentally just position himself incorrectly.
Maybe some rotations to the mid lane are going to help. Unfortunately, that's not going to be the case. That's something that MALRINE likes, calling his supports to come over and outplay his opponent. It's just not allowed here. I would go for a smoke if I was MALRINE. You're not winning this match like in a normal 1v1 right now. Just go for a smoke, wrap around. Even if you kill Setsu right now, though, even if you surprise him, it's not a guarantee that you are winning this matchup, because the difference is a little bit too high at the moment.
Yeah, he's got the double bracer, Wraithband treads. Like, compare that to, or not treads, but boots. We're still working on that second bracer just from MALRINE with these boots. I mean, he's almost doubled him up in net worth as well. And the denies are getting severely out of hand.
It's too much. This is the difference in denies is taking me back. My brother taught me Dota, and we would play 1v1s when we were at home, unless we would go to a cyber arena, just like the one from True Gamers, right? And in the start, I'm like looking, I'm level 5, he's level 8, and the denies used to be even worse back then in Dota 1 days, right?
Yeah.
And like, how did that happen? He didn't even tell me about the denies. Imagine that. Older brothers are actually they're a-holes.
I mean, like, just think back only a few years ago, right? Before the deny change, right? They used to be a lot more punishing in general. And I think that was one of the reasons we used to see kind of Shadow Fiend as being such a dominant mid laner, as well as like back in the day Bloodseeker and certain heroes that owned Pudge, for instance, in the mid lane in terms of just securing denies. But the mid lane meta has changed a lot, right? It's very different now, and it's one of the reasons Shadow Fiend has kind of just fallen off a little bit over the years. His item builds kind of all disappeared, and his game style of Dota doesn't really exist as much anymore.
Okay, I've been starting to ask questions. Is there a timer at which this stops? Because I don't know, these two seem to be enjoying themselves. They just want to be playing 1v1 forever. It's been 14 minutes. Nobody has died. 85 CS on Setsu, and he seems to be having fun. You know, that's the worst part. He's not even going forward. He's just continuing to keep the status quo, which most definitely benefits him.
I think they're definitely just pinging their support right now, being, yo, you guys haven't rotated mid yet. Can we please get a rotation to mid? No, but I think there is a time limit. It could be the 15-minute mark, but We will find out soon as we are closing in on it. And honestly, if it is the 15-minute mark, Setsu's looking pretty good at the moment.
If it was a 15-minute mark, I think Setsu could TP to the base and wait it out at this point, because you are you're not closing the gap of this difference. No way.
I think MALRINE knows, and he's trying to find an opening here, but Setsu's too tanky, man. He's got 14-1 charges, double bracer, full treads. Yeah, he's just having some fun here. He's just going to clear up the wave as the Requiem comes through, and I think he is just going to wait this one out. It's the smile. He's like, yeah, GG.
Is it? Let's see.
Oh, my goodness. Okay.
Game is paused.
The pause? Hello? I think they, like, tell their...
Time not limited. 15 minutes. Oh?
Oh, wait a minute.
Not limited.
Oh, so they are not doing a... Okay, so they aren't doing a 15-minute time frame. No way. All right, that's very funny. All right. Setsu's just chuckling. Oh, that's so good. He's like, all right, well, I guess I just used Requiem, so...
And all his mana.
Yeah, I guess we're just going to continue playing.
UGG. Like, UGG, I crushed you. Like, why are you still playing? He is literally asking him. MALRINE is giving him a question mark. Dude, MALRINE has been in a position where he has been losing the mid lane so much, and then he changed everything, right? So maybe this is one of those games here, Ricky.
I think Setsu is still fairly happy with his game. Yeah, I mean, he did just Requiem the wave and spend a lot of his mana, but he has 3 bracers. At some point, he's going to win this. The question is, at this point, you have to now start itemizing to take this tower, I think. I don't think you're ever going to kill the hero. Unless you can just go for a Blink Dagger. Maybe Setsu saves for a Blink Dagger and goes for like a Blink Requiem play.
Dragonlance, let's go. Full on stats. Just go forward. Buy a Vanguard if you're Setsu.
Oh, wait a minute. He doesn't have a Blood Grenade, though. I was like, maybe he gap closes there with a Blood Grenade, but yeah, he doesn't have them anymore for Setsu, as he is just crushing the CS here.
Never give up. It's such a wonderful life, MALRINE. Setsu tried to force him, to bully him into GGing, like, you GG. You. And MALRINE, well, he is... He's a young player, he's a stubborn player probably, so he's gonna play this until the very end, and we might be seeing our longest game of the group phase here, Ricky.
You mean the entire group stage,
yeah,
right? We're looking at a 80 some odd minute game here,
87.
potentially.
Or no, 77, if I'm...
I feel like there was an 80-minute game. I can't remember. I think it was BTBOOM and Spirit went like... no, that one went like 70-something. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
well,
so 77, 78 almost.
Every time I see Setsu just walk up to the wave, he gets every single last hit and nearly every single denies. So I don't see this like getting better for MALRINE here anytime soon.
He's laughing. You know, it's more frustrating for the guy winning. Like that just has to be the case. If you are Setsu, you feel like you've already won, and then it should stop. Let's say if you're playing a 1 versus 1 practice, and at this point you both are like, okay, you won, let's go for the next one. MALRINE, he understands the importance of this one, so he's gonna play it until the very end. He is getting some CS there on MALRINE though.
That's the Dragonlance queued up here for Setsu, like you said, and that will definitely give him an advantage, especially at trying to siege the tower, but looks like he's going to sell his wand as he's no longer needing it. That's an item for poor mid laners.
Oh, you know...
As he has 6 wards in the mid lane now, 5 wards in the mid lane.
Screw the Dragonlance, buy the Fusel. That's how you kill MALRINE.
Dude, that would actually be super hype. That'd be cool. The problem is when you go for that play, it's like you're going to tank 3 raises to the face going for that.
You're going to surprise. You buy a smoke as well, and then you hide it. You stay with the Blade of Alacrity. You bring it from the side. Smoke up, come from the side, kill him.
I mean, I would love to see some ingenuity here for the mid lane Shadow Fiend. I mean, this you know, a lot of times these are 15 minutes and they end based on CS, right? But because we're going to be able to see these players kind of get a little bit creative, could be fun.
Do they end on CS or damage done to the tower?
I thought it was CS, but it could be wrong. I don't know. The rules are, I guess, slightly vary depending on the event, but
I don't know. It seems that Setsu hasn't read the rules properly. Probably not his job. It should be his managers doing it.
He's like, I'm just here to play Shadow Fiend, all right? This is all I'm trying to do.
Yeah, they both have an Arcana. Did they both have an Arcana in the previous matchup as well?
Yeah, everyone's got the Shadow Fiend Arcana.
Okay.
He actually like brought his wand back and was like, I need this item. Whoops. So he's gonna drop a bracer instead, as his Dragon Lance is on the way here fairly soon. Yeah, it's kind of one of the only mana regen items you have in this matchup, right? So needs to have it.
Okay, now you have the range, right? And MALRINE doesn't. So this should really allow Setsu to win these trades, right? He's just gonna be right-clicking him. Let's see. I think his approach changes quite a lot now.
I mean, he has 3,000 gold ahead. That is a pretty significant amount, if you ask me, in a 1v1.
Yeah, I kind of feel like Setsu could just stay on the high ground now. When it's daytime, he can just stay on the enemy high ground. I don't know if MALRINE can ever fight him.
MALRINE's decision is to just buy essentially a windlace to try and just give himself some space. But yeah, this is the range diff here, right?
Yep, it really does make a huge difference. You just punch him in the face. So he has been sent to the base during the siege creep wave. MALRINE, not now. Not now. You had the nighttime to walk back to base.
Yeah, it's like if he was gonna walk, it needed to be nighttime, but he maybe got a little bit unsure where to go with the lane, and now has to walk all the way back. Does have the fortification at least to buy some time into an immediate TP here, but that tower is gonna start losing a decent chunk of HP, but definitely not too much. He does have the raise advantage here at the moment into the Requiem. MALRINE's gonna have the next long range in a moment, but the counter Requiem, he gets him! No way!
Get tipped!
All right, dude. You are still pretty far behind. He might deny to the tower, but he's just gonna buy back immediately. He does not want to let MALRINE get away with this.
Whoa. It's still Setsu favored, as we mentioned, even if you get a kill. Though, one more slip up if you're Setsu, and that's a problem. Oh, Glyph was used.
All right, we'll see. I mean, I think at this point, he's gonna. Yeah, I was like, I think he knows at this point it's still very difficult. He is gonna have to buy back to not lose his tower here,
No
but
TP.
yeah, no TP, so he's got to walk. It's still very much in favor of Setsu, right? Like, he has such a net worth advantage, and even though MALRINE makes this really sick play off the TP back to the mid lane with that Requiem, it's still not easy.
Oh, for sure. And Setsu is also going for a blade mill, so you have maybe 5 minutes to kill him, max. If you don't, it's gonna be a problem, right? Once he gets the blade mail, he just runs at you, and you can never turn around. You eat 2 raises, you turn around, he pops the blade mail. Happens again and again and again, and in the end, you just lose. So we might see MALRINE put his foot on the gas, though he doesn't know. He doesn't know what his enemy wants to do.
Shadow Ray's damage talent now picked up for the level 15 of Setsu. I mean, that solo kill gets MALRINE definitely back into the game in terms of XP, because he was at a significant disadvantage there.
Yep. Okay, he's poking. The raises don't do any more damage now. At least not MALRINE's raises. Setsu's do quite a lot.
Yeah, as I say, that's exactly what it is. Setsu's raises do quite a bit. He does have the 3rd raise stack on him, though, so he might need to be careful. If he's able to close the gap, that will be the 4th, but MALRINE down to almost no HP. Yeah, that level 15 talent making a massive difference. That's like a 600 or 700 health difference there between those raises.
And here comes the blade mail as well. So MALRINE is going for a walk back to the base, and Setsu is gonna have a blade mail once you come back. So No chance. I think at this point there's no chance.
Yeah, I think Setsu just gets the tower. Yeah, he took his headphones off. He's like, yeah, all right, GG guys, we got it. There it is. Tower collapses, and Setsu will be the one to move on to play against Nisha. All right, I honestly, shout out to MALRINE for a pretty cool like play there, where he almost managed to pull this game back because he was in a really bad spot for a while there.
Yeah, I think really bad wouldn't even begin to explain it. You're like 70 CS behind. Your enemy has 2 items, you have 0 right at the end.